Today I'm kicking off a major upgrade for the 4Runner, installing a high clearance rear bumper with dual swing out by Ascend Fabrication. Stick around as I take you through the full step-by-step install. I ordered my bumper from Ascend Fabrications about 2 months ago, and Alec, the owner, just let me know it's ready to pick up. So I stopped by his shop in Stillwater, Minnesota to meet the man behind this great company.
I was a full-time mechanical engineer up until my daughter was born, pretty much exactly a year ago. I'm really big on Minnesota nice, and I think all my customers have seen that.
Alec handles all the design, welding, finishing, and shipping right here in his shop, making sure every bumper is built strong and ready for the trail. From raw steel to finished product, you can see the care and quality that goes into every piece. With his engineering background, Alec designs each product to be tough and practical for real off-road use.
Would love to see you try to dent this with anything. This is all quarter wall, 2x2 square tubing. I designed, put like hundreds of hours of engineering into. If it's the 4th Gen 4Runner, the 5th Gen 4Runner, the GX470, and the GX460, all the same exact bumper. So one of the reasons why I like to TIG weld all that is puts in a ton of heat without a lot of filler. So you're really binding those base materials together. Goes a lot deeper than the MIG can penetrate.
I want to send a big thanks to Alec for taking the time to show me around and share his story.
But thank you. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it. So I decided to forego getting this bumper powder coated. I am going to paint this thing myself. I had good luck painting my front steel bumper. That's held up really well for the last 3 years or so, so I know that that method actually works really well. So what I'm doing here is really like a 5-step method. You know, since this is raw steel, I'm just gonna scuff it up a little bit with 80 grit sandpaper. So I'm just gonna go over the entire bumper and all the components. And then before I switch over to cleaning up the bumper, this thing has a light layer of grease all over it. That needs to come off to allow for the paint and the primer to adhere to the metal. So I'm gonna use acetone and just kind of wipe this thing down, wipe it clean, and then go over it with a tack cloth lightly afterwards just to get up any fuzz from the cloth that I'm gonna be using for wiping it down. All right, we have everything sanded down, wiped down with acetone. Now we're going to tape off everything where we don't want paint to get into, and then we can start with the primer. I'm gonna start out with self-etching primer. This just bites into the metal a little bit better than regular primer. But I'm gonna put this on with a nice light coat, maybe 2 coats of the self-etching. And then I'm gonna move over to 1 or 2 coats of regular automotive primer. And then I'm gonna move over to truck bed coating. This is what I use on all my metal components on the 4Runner. And then if I get a scratch or a scuff in the future, I can just touch it up with this. Painting is done. It's been about a week since I painted the bumper. That paint has had plenty of time to cure, and I think that thing's ready to get installed on the 4Runner. So I've already gone under the 4Runner, started doing some prep work. I removed the factory toe points. In my case, I had aftermarket recovery points, so took those off, took off the splash guards. I've loosened up the entire plastic bumper cover. I took off the mount that was holding on the wiring harness for a trailer. I'm ready to pull this bumper cover off and dig in. This foam pad, you can just disregard this.
With the bumper cover off, I'm cleaning off some caked on Moab dust so I can lay down tape and mark out my cut lines on the crossmember.
All right, here's the point of no return. We are now going to cut out this cross member. We're going to stay back a little bit from this line so we're not cutting into the actual frame rails. Suggestion, cut the top, bottom, and back first, and then cut the front so that this thing doesn't fall on you when you're underneath cutting the back. Let's get to it. All right, that was the scariest part of this project for me, was cutting out this cross member. It went pretty well. Now we're just gonna clean up the rough spots.
With the frame rails cleaned up, I'm doing a quick test fit of the bumper to make sure no extra grinding is needed. Once I'm confident it fits, I'll pull it off and reinstall the plastic bumper cover so I can mark where to make the final cuts. Now it's time to mark the cut line. I'm following the measurements specific to the 5th Gen 4Runner, which Ascend Fabrication provides in detail. Since these bumpers fit multiple Toyota and Lexus models, the measurements will vary depending on the vehicle.
All right, we have our line drawn and we're ready to do the second cutting portion of this project. I'm going to be using the smaller Dremel tool with a plastic cutting blade. I use this for cutting the Viper cut on the front of this car. It worked great. It doesn't leave a lot of roughness, so just a little light sanding after we're done and it'll have a nice smooth cut all the way around. All right, so the next thing you're gonna do is cut the splash guards. It says to line this back up with the plastic bumper cover and then draw a straight line and just cut it off. I'm actually going to cut a straight line here and then swoop down and connect to this last bolt hole on the inside. Just give me a little bit more protection on the inside of there. You know, probably not needed, but that's just what I'm gonna do. There you go.
Next, I'm installing the bumpers for a test fit using provided shims, M12 washers, and 40mm bolts in the toe point holes. I'm aiming for about a 1/4 inch gap between the bumper and the plastic.
Those measurements are perfect for the plastic cover. We'll have to notch out here where the swing arms are, but that's also in the instructions. Other than that, this thing's looking really good.
Now that everything looks good, I'm going to remove the bumper cover and get ready to mark the frame for drilling. I'm using a paint pen and a punch to mark the frame rails, making sure the holes I drill will line up perfectly with the bumper. I'll use those holes to secure the bumper to the frame rails with 130mm bolts.
All right, I'm gonna use a little bit of cutting oil.
I start with a smaller drill bit and increase in size until I end up with around a 1/2 inch size hole. This is one of the lengthier processes of the install and requires a little bit of patience. Once the drilling is complete, I apply a little bit of paint to the bare metal to help protect the frame rails from rust. All right, well, it's starting to get pretty late. The sun's almost set, so I'm gonna wrap this project up for the evening and pick it back up in the morning. I think we got through all the hard stuff today, so tomorrow should just be the final assembly, get the swing outs installed, and we'll take this thing for a test drive. Okay, so it's the next morning, and we are about to put the bumper on for the last time. This should be the final install of the bumper, so we're gonna go ahead and do some final cleanup just to get ready for it, because we're not gonna be taking it off again. So there's these brackets that are left over from the plastic bumper cover. They're kind of an eyesore if you leave them on. You don't need to remove them. You could also just bend them up, but we're gonna go ahead and chop those off. And then once we do that, we also are gonna take this edge seal and just wrap all the way around the bumper, just give it a nice finished look. In case there's any imperfections or rough cuts on there, that'll cover it up nicely. And it also just adds a little bit of a rubber coating here, so if this does end up touching the bumper at all, say the car flexes or something, it's just not gonna scratch your bumper. One small but very important step before you install the bumper for the final time is to remember to install the trailer plug mount. You cannot do this after you install the bumper. Here you go. Thank you. All right, we're on the last step of the bumper install, minus the swing outs, of course. With the bumper in place, it's time to install all the hardware to mount it to the frame rails. Make sure to clean out or re-tap those existing holes in the frame before installing all the bolts. It's time to finish up the smaller details. All right, I have the bumper finished. I have that mounted on the 4Runner. I do have to say the instructions were spot on as far as the measurements. Everything fit just perfectly. I didn't have to do any extra cutting or anything. So this part of the project is over with, and I'm gonna now move on to the dual swing outs. Diving right in, the assembly is pretty straightforward. Ascend provides clear instructions to make the process easy to follow. I start out by installing the latch mechanisms and dropping in the bearings. Everything fits together smoothly, and it doesn't take long to get both swing outs ready to go. With everything assembled, I mount the swing outs to the bumper and tighten them down. I'm happy to see they line up cleanly and swing smoothly. Wrapping things up, I bolt on the tire mount and get the spare locked in. This whole process started a few months ago when I ordered the bumper from Ascend, and just like that, the install is complete.
So it's been about 2 weeks since I finished the install, and I still can't believe how much that bumper makes this thing look like a completely different rig. That high clearance design really changes the overall look and feel. You know, something I really appreciate about this bumper is the durability. These side wings just seem bomb-proof, and you know, even the addition of these hoops on the sides just adds some nice extra protection. I've already started adding things to the accessory panel. I have my Rotopack mounted on here. I'm going to be mounting some traction boards on here as well, and put possibly a shovel to the back, but just a lot of options for really dialing this thing in. You know, another great thing is getting that tire out from underneath the 4Runner. Kind of pointless to have a high clearance bumper if I still had to put the tire underneath there. So having a permanent mount on the back of this is a really nice upgrade, and everything locks down nice and secure with that E3 latch system. Overall, this project couldn't have gone any better. Huge thanks to Alec at Ascend Fabrications, not only for building this killer bumper, but for taking the time to walk me through the process. If you liked watching this install or just interested in all things overlanding, go ahead and like this video and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.